Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital signs an MOU with Japan's National Institute of Radiological Sciences. At Tzu Chi's rice distribution in Haiti, local residents and students volunteer to help out. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital signed an MOU with National Institute of Radiological Sciences in Tokyo, Japan on June 11th. The newest research in charged particle radiotherapy shows that it can effectively control patients' cancer. In the future, the hospital hopes to send patients to Japan to receive the therapy.
National Institute of Radiological Science in Tokyo, Japan, signed an MOU with Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital. The research findings shows that the charged particle radiotherapy can kill cancer cells, which is an advancement in the field of cancer research.
The charged particle has mass 12 times a regular radiation proton's mass, so if a patient was supposed to undergo a surgery for cancer with the charged particle radiotherapy, he might not need to go through the operation.
Charged particle radiotherapy has many positive outcomes. According to the research paper from Japan, the commonly seen stage 1 non-small cell lung cancer in Taiwan, for example, with a traditional radiotherapy, it takes 18 to 30 times to treat, with only 60% of the tumor control rate. However, with charged particle radiotherapy, treatment can be shortened to 4 to 9 times, with a 90% control rate.
Charged particle radiotherapy can be very effective in treating large cancer cells and those that are hard to kill by radiotherapy. It's a better therapy for treating cancer because it has few side effects, and most importantly, it can significantly shorten treatment periods.
Japan has always been the pioneer in the development of charged particle radiotherapy. In the future, the hospital will send patients to Japan to receive treatments, as well as sending medical teams to Japan for trainings, in hopes that more cancer patients in Taiwan can benefit from this world-class medical advancement.
Su Jianming is the first blind doctor in Taiwan. He lost sight due to an accident at the age of 27. At first, he studied with his disability, but then he's committed to helping other visually impaired people as well as normal citizens. Out of the darkness of his own life, he has found a light to inspire others.
现在你已经长大了，你经历过这么久的。
This is Su Jianming, the first blind doctor in Taiwan.
你现在可以看着他，做他们，更重要的。
While he cannot see, he still works as a psychiatrist. Su Jianming uses the darkness of his own life to brighten the hearts of others.
He gave me a different outlook. These ideas led my heart to become stronger.
There are some unexpected advantages. For example, the patient may be more forthcoming, and when I go in, they want to be my eyes.
His life changed dramatically one day 30 years ago, when the sun was still shining.
I went through the intersection and there was some construction in front of me that I didn't know about, and suddenly I lost my eyesight. I later heard some curse words. Later, I found out that when I was going through the intersection, there was a vehicle which was a forklift, which was carrying some steel, which went right into my eyes and damaged my eyes.
At that time, Su Jianming was only 27 years old. After graduating from Kaohsiung Medical College, he had already obtained a doctor's license, had a stable girlfriend, was about to be discharged from military service in 4 months.
At that time, in fact, I was working at Taipei Veterans General Hospital. Thankfully, I had asked for leave from the head nurse to attend a class reunion the night before, and there were some classmates willing to go with me because I didn't know how bad it would be.
The accident wounded his retina, and his vision would never return. This child, who was loved by his parents and had a promising future ahead of him, would soon be subject to crippling despair.
He was so good at his studies and he didn't bother us at all. To think that everything could change so suddenly, leading him to become blind, whenever I think of him, I begin to cry.
好，谢谢。这个小孩在下车。这个有语音播报吧，还有广播啊。
His blindness led him to undertake spiritual exploration.
那时候其实大部分的时间都是到。
At that time, he used most of his time to explore spiritual life around Taiwan. I felt a sense of responsibility in my heart, and wherever he wanted to go, I would go with him to complete this mission.
Su Jianming would later accept his blindness and quickly begin planning the next stage of his life.
Our original building may be a happy castle, for example, might collapse because of an earthquake, causing us to start again. How are we going to go on in life? What meaning and value can I contribute? I think that this is the most important thing to contemplate.
我觉得他最了不起的一点是因为
I think his greatest strength is that he didn't burden others after his accident. We worried that he wouldn't be able to recover, but he did. This is what I mean when I say he didn't worry or hurt other people.
Su Jianming not only quickly rebuilt a brand new life as a visually impaired individual, but he also completed a master's degree in special education. He also maintained his qualifications as a doctor and began working as a psychiatrist at Taipei City Hospital Songde branch, where he continues to practice. Although he is sometimes mistaken for a beggar or an imposter, this doesn't affect the quality of care that he gives to his patients.
To some extent, I have low self-esteem. He can't see, but he can allow me to unload some of the feelings that I have in my heart.
考试成绩公布的那一天就几乎没有睡。
真的啊。
Though he cannot see, this doctor has an excellent listening ability and is quite intent about learning more about a patient's emotional state.
When time is the most appropriate for going to sleep.
Although he can't see, his heart seems to be quite sensitive, and he understands more than people who have perfect vision. He understands where I'm stuck and can sum it up in a word and say it, and it is like something that I never thought about before.
7 years ago, Su Jianming and his university girlfriend were reunited and married. 5 years ago, they welcomed their daughter.
讲什么故事？
小白兔。
还有谁？
只有小白兔。
然后呢？
就没了。
His daughter has become another pair of eyes for him and accompanies him into the crowd. She also helps her father enable other visually impaired people to rebuild their lives.
Let us turn to the Buddha's image and let our hearts be full of the Buddha's compassion and wisdom.
He said that in fact our castles are built on the beach, which shocked me. He asked if I wanted to attend this book club to read books about spirituality. This is why I came here, as I have been searching for hope and direction, which I have found here.
I think the trait he has that I admire is the fact, if he wants to do something, he will work very hard to overcome whatever is in front of him.
While he may be visually impaired, Su Jianming has used his experience in darkness to shine a light and help many other people overcome their troubles in this world.
Tzu Chi Thailand chapter started to implement New Shoot scholarship programs since 2011. Besides distributing scholarships twice a year, Tzu Chi volunteers also visit the students at home to care for them. To reciprocate, many scholarship recipients donate their food coin banks to help other people in need. On the day, Tzu Chi Thailand chapter distributed the scholarships to impoverished students. Many students have come to the Jingsi Hall with their field coin banks, ready to make donations.
I save my snack change and put it into the coin bank every day. This is a cycle of kindness, as it allows me to spread love.
Tzu Chi volunteers in Thailand began distributing scholarships ever since 2011. Every year, there are about 2,000 people who are able to pursue an education thanks to this program.
I'm glad that my son can receive Tzu Chi's scholarship. Now we are able to spend the money on his uniform and stationery.
In the past, no one gave me assistance, and I felt disappointed. I'm really grateful for Tzu Chi's help.
Besides distributing scholarships at the Bangkok Jingsi Hall, Tzu Chi volunteers also went into different communities to help students. Natawat, who has received New Shoot scholarships for 3 years now, is especially grateful.
We can buy stationery and needed supplies with the scholarship money. This has lessened my parents' burden and everyday financial pressures.
I'm grateful that Tzu Chi Foundation has provided scholarship to impoverished students. This way they have the opportunities to pursue an education. This is the strength of great love.
Tzu Chi Scholarship Program not only allows the students to pursue an education, it also gives them an opportunity to be lifted out of poverty. In Thailand, Tzu Chi volunteers went to a popular park in Bangkok to promote environmental protection. While there, the volunteers displayed items made with recycled materials and creativity. In addition, the volunteers taught people ways to make unique coin banks with PET bottles. Let's join them there. King Ramanai Royal Park is one of Bangkok residents' favorite parks. Tzu Chi volunteers displayed environmental protection posters and various items on site, attracting onlookers' attention.
Most of the people here are community residents who live nearby. Upon learning that we're doing recycling, they state, "It's quite close, I can deliver the recyclables to Tzu Chi office."
Besides telling people that recycled PET bottles can be turned into blankets, the volunteers also teach the residents to make unique coin banks with the plastic bottles.
I think it's a good activity which can inspire children's creativity.
We can utilize our spare time and protect the environment, reducing garbage.
The picture frames and plastic flowers are all made with recycled materials. The volunteers have demonstrated that with some efforts, everyone can reduce garbage and cherish resources. At Tzu Chi's rice distribution in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, there were a total of 14 volunteers. Among them was a female student who was just as strong as the male students.
I'm a sophomore in school, majoring in industrial electricity. I'm here to help children in La Saline find a way of life because I want young people in the next generation to progress.
Today we're in the La Saline, Father Rucci's school main campus. This location is very challenged. We see the police, we see the National Guard. We are doing the rice distribution because from May, June, July will be 3 months vacation, summertime, and students may not have the rice to eat.
There are 3 people in my family, my child, my husband, and I. I have 3 bags of rice, and we are going to savor them.
I've been working with my colleagues since this morning. It's a great pleasure for me. I'm happy. I'm the only girl among 14 boys, but we are all the same. Girls can do the same tasks as boys. I'm always here to help people.
The community is in need for rice. Yes, there is a lot of space. We can communicate with them. We need to create a place for them to learn.
It's really important that they provide food. It's very good because a pot of rice costs $7. I'm going to cook it with beans.
The people are suffering a lot. They can't get food. It's really important to continue this.
Tzu Chi U.S. headquarters hosted a basic course for documenting volunteers. Let's join them there.
我们是人文真善美3合1，出勤务喽！
你们3个是要去哪里呀？这样一个跑一边，到底是3合1还是3缺1哈？3合1应该是要3个一起沟通合作吧？
The humorous and fun comedy teaches the details to be noted when going on a filming mission. Senior documenting volunteer is passing down their experiences at Tzu Chi U.S. headquarters.
因为他们大部分学员都没有真正的受过。
Most of them have never had professional TV production training before, so they felt nervous in the beginning. Through these relaxing and fun short stories in the video, we hope to bring out their interest to practice more and improve.
提升我们所有
We hope to improve our documenting volunteers' qualities and abilities so they can do a better job to record Tzu Chi's history.
不好意思，我刚刚没有拍到，可不可以再来一次？
那个刚刚照片没有很漂亮，我可以再重来一次吗？
不好意思，刚刚我没有拍到，可不可以再来一次？
可是我没有钱了耶。
It's important to seize the moment when filming the news, or the scene will be gone in a blink of the eyes. Students are excited to practice in class so that they can use their lenses to record the history of great love.
In Malaysia, Tzu Chi volunteers have gone to a community in Desa to Razak to promote recycling and introduce Tzu Chi. They hope to invite the residents to do good deeds as well as join the ranks of volunteers. Selangor Tzu Chi volunteers have come to the community of PPR Desa to Razak to promote recycling and introduce Tzu Chi.
Awak tengok. Ini bagi orang susah lah. Ya, bagi orang semula. Tak kira agama, tak kira bangsa.
Despite the rain and the darkness in the hallway, the volunteers do not give up on visiting the families one by one.
You can put the extra coins in the coin bank and give it to us. We will use the money to help the poor people.
The volunteers encourage the residents to do good deeds as well as invite them to volunteer.
It's good if you have the opportunity to be part of us. Because your kids are so grown up.
But I'm a single mother, so I also have to look after my family. So I pray that I can join with you. Come and see a charity, then only I can understand what is going on there, what is the movement there, so I can ask my friends also come over.
While the volunteers face rejection from time to time, they have overcome the obstacles in their mind and gained much from the experience.
I've learned to communicate with others and to recruit people.
As the volunteers work to inspire the residents' compassion, they hope to gather more strength of love and hope. Tzu Chi volunteers from Dongguan, Guangdong, China, go to the Sandong Senior Home in Humen once a month. Activities range from free haircuts, bathing bedridden seniors, singing, and dancing.
Tzu Chi volunteers vowed every month will always go back to visit the elderly at the local senior home. Chen Soyun, a local hairdresser, always took a day off every month to go volunteer at the senior home. She insists on dedicating the full day to cut the senior residents' hair for free. For the bedridden seniors, volunteers gather to give them baths. The love and care conveyed through each action is priceless.
What they lack is not money, but more people to go and care for them, to be by their side, talking and listening to their stories. It is a mutual warmth that we feel.
Children made different gifts out of recyclable goods to give to their favorite grandpa and grandmas at the senior home.
The gifts you see were made by recyclable goods from the hands of these young volunteers. One cardboard box can be turned into a decorative piece.
The senior home is filled with laughter and joy due to their interactions with Tzu Chi volunteers. Unconditional love and care does wonders for the mind and body.
In Taiwan, the Hualien Tzu line once utilized a narrow railway track. After an expansion, it connected with the North Link line, improving the transportation network of Taiwan. Now that the Hualien Tzu line has been electrified, it has become even more convenient. Here's our report.
花莲到台东 的枢纽，通通要听这边指挥的。
Before 1982, TRA's Hualien Administration Office was in charge of TRA Eastern Line. The office has been turned into a cultural park with a minaret on top of the main office hall.
L means light rail, D means four-wheel rotation, T refers to the cold water truck.
During Japanese colonial era, the railways in eastern Taiwan utilized light rail tracks, which was 0.762 meters wide.
Since the East Rift Valley's range is not that big, we first transported industrial raw materials before taking passengers.
According to the stipulation of International Union of Railways, standard track is 1.435 meters wide. North Link Line and West Coast Line utilize narrow tracks that measure 0.67 meters, and Hualien Taiwan Line use 0.762 meter wide light rail track. In 1980, when North Link Line was opened, Jian Station was built as a transit station.
The railroad crossing is extended from the North Link Line, and it meets up with Tianpu Station.
Back then, the northbound trains used narrow track, while the southbound trains utilized light track. Therefore, TRA has built a double track switch at Tianpu Station.
What is a double track switch? The outer diameter is 1.067 meters, while the inner diameter measures 0.76 meters. We set up a double track trail from Tianpu to Jian. This way, North Link Line passengers can transfer at Jian Station without the hassle of transferring at the old Hualien Station.
As the train heads south, it passes Yuli Kechen Bridge. From the old photos, we can see that the old railway tracks were built on a bridge above Shigulan River.
It was an old railway track. After the railway track was reconstructed and straightened, Antong Station was no longer in use.
Since the old railway track crosses Eurasian Plate and Philippine Sea Plate, it became the only railway track in Asia that got taller each year, raising safety concerns. In 2007, the track from Yuli to Dongli stations was straightened, and the old railway track became a bicycle lane.
It is good this way. The local residents now have a bicycle lane and time to exercise. They can run and ride bikes. It's good. The residents can enjoy some leisure activities.
40 years ago, special services were provided on the train. Not only did they serve tea in a unique way, they also provided towels with cologne for the passengers.
夏天的时候，那个毛巾是有冰块，冰的。冬天的。
In the summer, the towels were cold, and in the winter, they were warm. The service was really good. Serving tea with a big teapot was something that people in Western Taiwan learned from us.
东部开始，西部学我们的。
While Hualien Taiwan Line has been through many changes and reached a milestone, the special memories that are associated with the old Eastern Line railways will always be cherished by older generations. Pingdong Tzu Chi volunteers went to a care station for the elderly to lead exercises and teach vegetarian cooking. We'll leave you with these images at the end of the program. Thank you for joining us. See you next time.